So we're going to be looking at example 16b in this video, and so this asks us to find the equation of a quadratic function. So we're looking again for another equation that has a turning point at 1, 4 and an x-intercept of -1. So we know our turning point 1, 4, which is also can be written hk if we're talking about turning point form of the equation. And our x-intercept, well, is -1. Our y value for any x-intercept is 0. So we have 2 points. We have our x-intercept is -1, 0, and our hk, our turning point 1, 4. So the fact that they've given us a turning point kind of gives us a hint of how we want to start. Oops, sorry about that, just went a bit weird. So that gives us a hint of how we want to start. Let's start with the turning point form of the equation for quadratics. So here we have the turning point form of the equation. Substitute what we know in, so we know h and k, x minus h, so h was 1, so minus 1 squared, plus k, k was 4. Cool. Okay, so here's our turning point form equation with our turning point coordinates in it. Now we've still got a y, d, and an x unknown. But they have given us some y and x and y values in the form of an x-intercept. So we can substitute those into our equation. So what were they? Y equals 0. Therefore, 0 equals d times x was -1 minus 1 squared plus 4. Therefore, 0 equals d times -1 minus 1 is -2. -2 squared is 4 plus 4, so that's 4d plus 4. We can move the -4 to the other side. So move the +4 to the other side, becomes -4 equals 4d, and divide by 4 both sides, and we get -1 equals d, or d equals -1. Cool. Now, if we go back to this step, the only unknown we had was d. Well, the only unknown that wasn't our independent and dependent variables x and y. The only unknown we had was d. Now we know d is -1, so we can rewrite the equation. So, equation is y equals d, which is -1, and then x minus 1 squared, and then plus 4. Okay, so that is one form of our equation. What they've done in the book is they've expanded it out and turned it into a regular quadratic equation in general form. So we'll just do that quickly. So therefore, y equals, well, let's expand the brackets first. So we have -1, and then that is actually going to be x minus 1 times x minus 1 plus 4. And then we expand that times that, then that times that, that times that, that times that. And so we get y equals, therefore, y equals -1 x squared minus 1x minus 1x minus 1x plus 1 plus 4. We can collect these like terms, so that will be -2x, -2x, and then we can expand this bracket out now, so -1 times all of these, so essentially that's just going to switch our signs around, so therefore y equals -x squared, plus 2x minus 1, and then don't forget the plus 4. And now we can collect our plus 4, collect our constants here. -1 plus 4 is +3, plus 3. Cool, that is our equation. That's what they got in the book, so hooray, all good.